What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're taking a look at Warzone running on Boosteroid through the Edge browser here, which is a cloud gaming service that'll cost you about $10 a month, similar to GeForce Now's priority tier, but they have games like Warzone, Elden Ring, Vanguard, and others that you can't access elsewhere. Cloud gaming's been a big deal for me on my Steam Deck since I've got it, and I'll definitely have more videos in the future covering a lot more cloud and its assets when it comes to the Steam Deck. But jumping right in here to Microsoft Edge and onto the Boosteroid website, you can see I'm signed in to my account here, where we have the library of games, the installable games, and the My Games area here. Now, before we launch into any of the games, I do want to go ahead and run a connection test here and just show you what kind of connection I'm getting. And you can see my games right here that we'll be getting into when it comes to Warzone. Now, the connection test is important because before they launched in the USA, Boosteroid wasn't playable here for me. They've put 6 data centers across the US, and the service has really improved for me. And you can see here that I'm on Wi-Fi, and this is a pretty good test for me on Wi-Fi. If I was landline or Ethernet rather, I'd be closer to my 1 gigabyte connection, or 750, 850. But anyway, that'll do the trick. We're going to go ahead and get launched into Call of Duty now. This is one of the install and play games on Boosteroid. So this is kind of how they get around some of the issues with having certain games in the cloud. That's why they have a library spot and an install spot. So Warzone, along with other Call of Duty games and Elden Ring, are installed to play. So I want you to see this in real time, what it takes to get in, so that you know how long it takes. Now, as soon as it gets launched into the launcher here for Steam Deck, we'll go full screen, and then you'll have your Battle.net launcher right here, and the game will say play, ready to go, or sometimes it'll say update. It may need to do a really quick update. So you're not really installing the whole game. It's kind of a caveat, just kind of a workaround where it's basically usually an instant install. So I'll skip us past the launching. That doesn't take too long. Typical, just launching Call of Duty. Going into the settings here, we're at 1080p. I do have the game locked down to 60 FPS, and nothing else much changed here. I left these things with enabled, and then getting into our quality, there's a lot of things disabled and low, but we still have a good looking game for the most part. We do have higher textures, and we have our bullet impacts and stuff going on, and of course no DLSS or anything. Anti-aliasing's off. Anything to keep my frame rate as stable as I could get. Maintain some shadows and higher textures. So you can play with those settings, do whatever you wanted with those, but this was just my initial testing for this on the Steam Deck, and it worked really, really well. I've been using Boosteroid on other devices as well, and it's worked great. I'll say here on browser on the Steam Deck, it's not always perfect, and it is cloud gaming, but it worked, and I'm able to sit here right on my Steam Deck, 60 FPS, Call of Duty Warzone, and play the game. Now, is this as competitive or as good as you would be on local hardware running the game locally? No. And I've seen this game run on Windows on the Steam Deck, and it actually suffers quite a bit in performance from what I've seen, so I'm not sure how great it plays there, and I'm really not a fan of Windows yet on Steam Deck. They need a lot of work yet. I've tested it quite a bit, and I'm just not a fan of it, so I'm sticking with SteamOS. But anyways, Warzone running on Boosteroid through the browser here, $10 a month, 1080p 60, and it's working well. Now, I use this to play other games as well on here. Elden Ring sometimes, if I don't have it installed. Since I do test a lot of games, I'm always deleting things. I got to get another SD card. But you know, Genshin Impact is a game not on GeForce Now, but it's on Boosteroid, so I'm able to play Genshin on my Steam Deck that way. So Boosteroid's an asset just like all the other cloud is for me here on my Steam Deck. Now, I'm not a Warzone gamer anymore. I left this game pretty quickly after launch. I got my wins in the beginning in solos and duos, and I think some trios back then. I enjoyed Modern Warfare a lot when it came out, but it just didn't stick with me, and Cold War and Vanguard after that didn't do a lot for me. So I've been a good year and a half away from Warzone and Duty kind of in general. Really looking forward to Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. I want to be able to jump into those. I understand that I think they're going to be on Steam, so hopefully, fingers crossed, they will wind up working on the Steam Deck even with the anti-cheats, but we'll see. But anyways, guys, this is cloud gaming. Now, I don't have any battles here, but just running around, I will tell you from my personal experience, you saw my latency in my test at the beginning of the video, things feel pretty snappy. I can tell I'm on cloud gaming, but it doesn't feel any worse than playing on a console, say like an Xbox One, on a TV with no game mode, if that makes any sense to you about latency. But the game looked good, the stream is clean, the latency feels decent. I think for a lot of people, this would be a way to be able to run around and play the game and get some matches in, even if you couldn't play your best. But cloud gaming is going to work different for everybody, and you got to kind of give it a shot and see what it does for you. But I thought this was an interesting and decent way to be able to play Warzone and maybe some other games on Boosteroid with your Steam Deck. All right, guys, thanks a lot for coming out to check out the video. As always, I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, subscribe, thumbs up, ring that bell, and leave me your comment down below. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.